Hello everyone, we've got a very special Blood Red podcast for you today. I'm the Echo's head of football, Joe Rimmer, and I was lucky enough to sit down, via Zoom of course, with a man who's won 3 WWE championships, 1 World Heavyweight Championship, 3 United States titles, and 5 tag team titles. He's also won the King of the Ring, the Royal Rumble, the Money in the Bank briefcase. Oh, and he's a massive, massive Liverpool fan. It's only WWE superstar Sheamus. Of course, Sheamus has joined us on the Blood Red podcast a couple of times before. He loves talking about the Reds, and he's back in town on November the 7th at the M&S Bank Arena to open the WWE's UK live tour. We talk Manchester United drubbings, brogue kicks, Sheamus's ambitions. Now he's back on SmackDown, and what he has in store for the Manchester crowd. He always has something special in store for his Manchester rivals. So I do hope you enjoy it. Sheamus, as always, speaks really, really well about the Reds. So come in and enjoy.
Hi, Cesaro, you okay?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good to speak to you. Making your Blood Red debut. First of all, just how's things and how much are you looking forward to getting back on tour?
Oh, I'm very excited to come back to England. So can't wait.
Yeah. We recently spoke to Sheamus, who's quite literally the biggest Liverpool FC fan, certainly in wrestling. I imagine he's filled you in plenty about Anfield over the years together as a tag team.
Yeah, he sure did. You know, we have a great crack. We always watch the games together. We always give each other crap. So very excited to see him come back to Liverpool.
Yeah. According to Google, it says that you're a Manchester City fan. Now, how much truth is in that, and how is that working with Sheamus in the bar when obviously the clubs?
So it is true according to Google, because to me I didn't really have a club, and I just followed the Swiss players, and then Man City was very kind to us, and they brought us to their stadium and let us kick penalties on their grounds and stuff. So that's when I kind of, was like, all right, I have to pick a club, which is also great because it gives this great rivalry with Sheamus, where we can just talk a lot of crap. But one of my actually favorite WWE memories that are always kind of fly under the radar is that me and Sheamus won the WWE Tag Team Championship in Manchester, both coming out wearing Liverpool jerseys. So, and like people didn't understand at first, and like people backstage, but then like when we went out, it was awesome. There was like a beer flying this close to Sheamus's head afterwards. It was like that memory, and that itself is worth, it was so much fun. So that's how me and Sheamus always have a good crack. We always give each other a lot of crap, and we watch the football together. Yeah,
it's an incredible rivalry, and one way to get over as a heel when you come out in Manchester wearing Liverpool shirts.
Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. I think we even tried. I think we even wore the shorts and everything. Sheamus barely fit into his shorts, because he said he's literally the biggest Liverpool fan. So, yeah, it was such a good crack.
You watched. Obviously, we talked about Kiev. Where did you watch the final in Madrid?
So I went up to Louisville. I was off the road after the concussion I got at Mania, and I drove up to Louisville because it's about 2.5 hours from Nashville, where I'm living now. And this guy called Mustafa Ali, and he was fasting for Ramadan. So I'd already seen the first game in Rusev's gaff. He's a Madrid fan, right? So there was the slagging that went on after the first the previous European Cup final, but. He was, obviously he wanted to see us beat Barcelona as well because he hates he's like a Madrid fan, hates Barcelona. But it was 3-0, it was crushed. So I went to the second leg and I went to this bar trying to just work, waste some time. I couldn't drink anything, I couldn't eat anything because I was doing this fasted workout. So what I was trying to do, you can't eat from sunrise to sunset, you can't eat. So I was trying to replicate that and then do the workout because, that's the way he does it. He does it every day for Ramadan. It's insane. And I was in this bar in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know how it just appeared on the map. There was 5 people in it, man. And they're hardcore drinkers when you're in there at like 1 o'clock in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and there's 5 of them. But as the game went on, I was just jumping around. I couldn't eat. I had a pint of water in front of me and whatever. And I was just like, I couldn't drink just to have it there, whatever. But Liverpool scored 1, then he scored 2, they scored 3. I was jumping around the kip, and then when the 4th went in, I was going ape, and everyone, all the 5 people at the bar were just like looking at me like I was some sort of lunatic. What are you drinking? I want some of that. But it was insane. And then myself and Cesaro, then as soon as I got the car, I was shaking, man. I got in the car, I was just shaking. Everything I couldn't believe it. And I just got on the phone to Cesaro and I said, let's get the tickets. So we had a contact, we bought tickets, and then we booked the flights, and then we booked the hotel, and we both went over together as fans.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And how was that? It must have been an incredible experience. I mean, a few people who were in Madrid and were talking about how hot it was, but how great the playing with Law Square was, and wherever else. It must have been a great weekend, that.
It was great. The only problem is Cesaro doesn't drink, so a couple of places I want to go to, it didn't really work out that way. You know what I mean? Because the only thing he drinks is coffee. But it was unbelievable. We got to the stadium and everything. It was so hot, man. It was crazy. Interacting with the fans and everything, and straight up to the shop, you know what I mean? You want to get your memorabilia in for the Champions League. Finn Balor was there supporting another WWE guy, supporting Spurs.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Is he a big Spurs fan, is he?
Yeah, he's a big Spurs fan. He's a big Spurs fan when they're winning.
Nice.
But anyway, I remember the only regret I had about the whole thing was going to the arena, getting into the stadium about an hour and a half too early before kickoff, because when we got into the arena, I went to get a beer and they were just selling non-alcoholic beer or Heineken or whatever. So I was like, So I was warning everybody, I was texting everybody, shouting out over the arena, don't come in, there's no beer. But there you go.
Amazing. Well, they're 2 wins away now from the title as this podcast goes out. We've been like mad in here trying to work out permutations for the last few weeks, but we know 2 wins does it. Obviously the derby's the next game, and then in 3 games time it's Man City at the Etihad, which falls on the same day as WrestleMania. How's that going to work for you?
I don't know. Any chance I can skedaddle? From
we were looking at it before.
Sorry lads, I can't do Mania this year. Liverpool hopefully will already have become Premier League champions, and of course you can watch that, celebrate them beat Man City, and then go on to watch WrestleMania on BT Sport, streaming live on BT Sport. So you're going to be up to about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, but it's going to be worth it, a couple of cups of coffee or a couple of nice pints of Guinness, keep you going. Honestly, I'd love to see them win it at Goodison. I think that would be fantastic.
Really?
I think it really would. I mean, I don't know. I have a feeling that Arsenal can beat City on Wednesday. It's tomorrow, right? The game's tomorrow, yeah. And Burnley are down the bottom as well, and they need to scrap a point as well. So it really could come down to Monday at Goodison Park, which would be phenomenal. It's so funny. I don't know. We waited so long to get a Premier League title, and it just went in our grasp now. It's insane. And how far we are ahead of everybody, of Man City and Leicester and every other team. It's crazy.
One of the problems that Liverpool kind of had last season was no fans. No fans across the Premier League, and obviously that was something that yourselves had in WWE with no crowds and no fans in the live arenas. So how much difficult was that to perform, on SmackDown or Raw or pay-per-views when there's no fans in attendance?
I mean, it was extremely difficult because I feel the fans are such an intricate part of what we do, and they're so important to what we do, because there's a lot of time that we kind of adjust stuff, or the way we pace stuff is based on fan reactions. So it was very difficult for me, at least, to kind of find a different groove, find a different way of doing things. And I think we all did, and we did the company did an awesome job on finding new ways, like the cinematic matches and stuff like that, to kind of keep it interesting, to bring the fans in virtually, have the crowd noise, so that people at home kind of forget what's going on. So I think that was very good. But now with the actual fans back, I mean, it feels so good, and it was the same with like football. We were like, okay, football is back. I can watch. It's an empty arena. It's okay. And then they started piping in some of the noise. And you were like, sometimes with the right camera shots, you even forget that there's no fans, you know, like in the arenas. And now you have the fans back. You were like, oh my God, this is just, I miss this so much. Like just to see the fans react to, you know, goals and everything. It's the best.
Yeah. So much easier to feed off when you've got a live crowd reaction.
100%. I still remember, was it, you know, like when Liverpool like actually won the Champions League, but the semi-final, when they had to like, the way they fed off that crowd, like, I feel like that was like such a group, like a team effort from the team and the fans, like, because they just, like, you know, like when you run, it was just must have been so much easier because you have the whole crowd behind you and it was so loud. Like that was probably one of the best games of football I've ever watched.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and I just watched Switzerland beat France at the Euros. So
yes. That was a great game, actually. Yeah, I watched that one. Moving on to wrestling, then. I mean, you're back in Liverpool this weekend at the M&S Bank Arena, head to head with Walter. Bit of a hard-hitting match for European fans, do you think?
Yes. You know, it got announced and fans got very excited, and that makes me very happy because it's me and Walter, it's two European guys. We come up in a very similar way, and the fact that the fans got so excited, and it's kind of something special that you cannot see on television. So and it's something special for the UK fans. So it's very cool. I'm super excited about it, and I'm very excited that, you know, for the fans that get to see it.
Yeah, you've done plenty in your time with the company. Obviously, the bar and the Cesaro section. You've won singles titles. You've fought a lot of top talent. But is there anyone who you haven't had a prolonged program with the company who you'd like to work with in the future, or you know, anyone like that?
I mean, there's plenty of people. Just because I posted a picture recently, you know, with like Brock Lesnar. People got excited about that, so that'd be something fun. I feel I only had one match with Roman, and that was in front of no fans. So I figured that in front of fans would be awesome. Now that Big E is champion, I always liked wrestling Big E. Now that he's the champion, I think I would like to wrestle him a little bit more. But you know, like there's plenty of people coming up right now. You know, Damian Priest, you know, Bearcat Lee. There's a lot of fresh faces on Raw and on SmackDown that Austin Theory that are coming up, or like even like now, you know, like King Woods. There's it's just like a lot of people on both rosters that I'd love to get in the ring with. I wrestled for the King of the Ring against Finn Balor, and that was I was like, oh, okay, I haven't been in the ring with Finn in quite a while. So it's just like, to me, it's always finding fresh matchups and finding something new to do and something exciting for the people at home to watch. Yeah,
plenty of talent across every roster now in WWE, but kind of on the same theme. Is there anyone, any legend?
Oh, Drew McIntyre. I haven't even mentioned Drew. Sorry, Drew just came to SmackDown. I've never wrestled Drew, you know? So, really? I mean, no, we've never touched. So I think that would be another awesome one.
Yeah. So, you know, along the same themes, then any kind of legendary name from the past, you know, in their peak, you would have loved to have worked at a program with?
Yeah, I mean, like everybody, you know, like Bret Hart, Owen Hart. I mean, there's just two of them. Obviously, the usuals are, you know, like Shawn Michaels. Those guys, to me, it's styles make matches, and I feel like I'm always trying to find different styles and different matchups, you know, that will be exciting for the people at home and for our fans to watch. And so it's kind of like anybody from the past that made it to WWE, I would have liked to be in the ring with. Davey Boy Smith, you know, like stuff like that. Those are all the people that I watched when I was growing up, the Steiner brothers, you know what I mean? So there's just so many.
Yeah. You mentioned before about, you know, we're speaking about the the matchup with Walter, and it's something special for European fans. I mean, nowadays across WWE, there's so many, wrestlers from Europe. Yourself and obviously Sheamus and Finn Balor, as you say, the Irish connection, and it seems to be that the company is embracing talent from this continent a lot more than perhaps they did, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's just, the world opened up, and I feel that it's become easier for people to travel. It's become easier for people to go different places. And I also feel that, to be fair, that this part of the world, always produced really, really great wrestlers, with, like you just said, like William Regal, Fit Finlay, Dave Taylor's, there's British Bulldog, there's plenty more. And there's a lot of, like World of Sport was so popular. I'm a huge fan of that program. There were so many guys on there that I look up to, and that I maybe took a thing or two from, or learned a thing or two from. So I feel like now it's just more accessible, and WWE noticed, or people just made them notice. So it's great to see that people from Europe are more represented.
Yeah. So obviously after the tour, you back on SmackDown, looking to get back involved and so on. What does the rest of the year hold for Cesaro?
I guess we have to wait and see. To me, it's right now I'm focused on my matches with Walter, because people are so excited about it. I would love to get back in the title picture. I still feel that's the one thing that I'm missing. The either World Championship or the WWE Championship, one of the two. I feel like that's the big one. So hopefully build up some more momentum to get back in the title picture, and that's what I'm trying to do for the rest of the year.
Brilliant. Just one final question then before we leave. I have to ask about your boss, Vince McMahon. What's he like to work for? I mean, is he still as hands-on as he always was, or is he taking a little bit of a step back these days? Or what's it like being a Vince McMahon employee?
He is still as hands-on as he always was.
Got it. Cheers, Sheamus. How are you?
What's happening, fella? How you doing?
Not too bad. I think there's only one place to start with 3 days, recording 3 days after Liverpool went to Old Trafford and wiped the floor with Manchester United.
Amazing.
I saw that you watched that game with Drew McIntyre. I saw him. I didn't know he was a Man United fan. Saw him wearing his Man United colours. How was that for you?
It was amazing, mate. I'd be honest with you, Drew couldn't have picked a worse time to come out as a Man United fan that he did on Sunday. It was insane. Like, I actually predicted. I said when I was on NBC Sports Soccer, my Premier League morning with Rebecca Lowe, who is by the way, she's awesome, by the way. But I said, like, it's gonna be 5-0. So funny enough, that's exactly how it ended. Yeah, I said 5-0. There's a clip out there of me saying they're gonna tell him, Drew, that Liverpool are gonna hammer United 5-0, and sure enough, it came true. So I don't know, man. Maybe the gods are listening or something. You know what I mean?
Fair play, Sheamus, to thank for that 5-0 win. Well, how did Drew take it? Was there some good-natured ribbing between the two of you after that?
I don't know. He disappeared at half time, so we couldn't find him anywhere. We were afraid he was just gonna. Yeah, we were afraid he's gonna drive up to like the Hollywood Hills or something, and do something stupid. But no, he took off at half time. So we're just looking for him everywhere. Couldn't find him. So it was I was regretting every second of putting that Man United jersey on him, I'll tell you. But it was great. It was an unbelievable performance. I think the closest we came to something like that was when we beat them 4-1 when Ferguson was still manager. That was insane. Aurelio scored a free kick, I think. Yeah. Is that right? And then so that was when Torres was playing, and Gerrard and everything. I think that was like, I think it was when I first moved over to America, actually. I think it was like 08 or something, 09.
Yeah, 08, 09 was that season. Yeah. It was. I've never seen a more one-sided performance from Liverpool as that at Old Trafford.
Could it be more? Like I don't know whether they just took the foot off the gas, whatever. Like, listen, like, I get it. Like, got so many more games coming up thick and fast. Champions League, you know what I mean? So, obviously I'm going to get carried away at one game, but I thought it could easily have been 7-8-0. That would have been insane. Like it was, I'm not going to lie, it was pretty funny watching all the United fans leave at half time. But I mean, that's not what listen. As a Liverpool fan, there's ups and downs. I know that was a pretty dark day for them, but you stay to the end, man. You support your team. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of picking a team and having a team. Like, listen, there's no secret. I started supporting Liverpool in 88, 89 when they were great, but stuck with them when they're crap. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of dark seasons. You know that as well. There was a lot of dark seasons. So, we've been in the ups and downs and ups again, you know what I mean? And that's just the way football goes. That's what makes it so exciting.
Yeah. So you're excited to go over to Liverpool then? I know it's always special for you getting there.
I am, yeah. I'm really excited. And of course, again, when I come over, Liverpool are playing West Ham in London. So, unfortunately, the Sunday game is when we're there. They're going to be down south. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's always great to me, home away from home in Liverpool. You know what I mean? I come from Dublin, which is stone's throw away from you guys. That's why there's such a strong relationship I feel with Liverpool and Dublin. So I'm excited to get over there. I'm excited to get back touring internationally as well. And as I said, there's nothing better than performing in front of the UK and Irish crowds. They're out for a laugh, out for the crack, have a good time, and get be involved in the show. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I'm sure everyone's asked you this, but I've got to ask you. It's been 18 months or so without these sorts of, without fans in arenas, without these sorts of tours. How special is it doing it again in front of fans, and how hard was it doing it when fans weren't there?
So when we first started the performance, it was very strange when we were in the PC. It was just really weird. Like there was like there's no. Like eventually we moved to the Videotrons, but or the virtual audience. But in the beginning it was tough, but I adapted pretty quick. And is that an ice cream van?
Yeah, sorry, that is an ice cream van. Yeah. The dangers of recording on Zoom.
Guess a 99, will you? Guess a 99 with a cone in it.
Maybe you have to get one yourself next week.
Oh yeah. That won't have to. I guarantee you won't have one. If we had time, we would. Yeah, but it was in the performance center. It was a lot different. Like I got adapted pretty quickly, and then we went to the Thunderdome. So after a while, it just became the norm. Like it's like everything else. It's strange in the beginning, but I embraced it, and then when we went back to fans, that was the kind of weird part. That was kind of strange feeling, like a mania. That's when we came back. We had like a certain amount of fans there in Tampa. But so it just no fans was weird, but then it became the norm, and then having fans was weird, and then it's become the norm again. But like you can't be a live audience, you can't be interacting with them and what the energy they bring to the shows. Like it was tough. Like I'm not gonna lie, like some of the guys doing ladder matches and some of the matches we did with no fans, like they really give you that extra adrenaline rush. You know what I mean? They really kind of like they just get everything going. And sometimes when you don't have that in an empty arena, it is pretty hard to pull it out. But you definitely feel a lot more bumps and bruises when there's no fans there, as they happen, as opposed to when they actually are in the crowd or are in the arena with you, and you can just feed off that energy. There is no substitute, and we're delighted to have them back.
Absolutely. I hope you don't mind me to keep referring back to football, but we've watched, Liverpool are a good example of a team that's got up a level, with fans. Is it the same for you as a performer?
Yeah, it is. I remember, like in the beginning, I started watching the Bundesliga. I watched Dortmund. Dortmund reached out to me, and I was talking back and forth to them because that's where Klopp was, and it was the only football that was on TV. The Bundesliga came back first, so I was watching Dortmund. You know what I mean? Klopp's old team, and it was just weird. I think in the beginning too, like people were afraid to pipe in sounds because I don't know if they thought they're going to get shot on by everybody else for doing that, you know what I mean? And eventually everybody was piping in sounds, even we were, like, to create that atmosphere. But you just watch the football empty fan. It's just, you hear everyone shouting and talk. It's just not the same. You know what I mean? It's just not. I think you see that the energy and passion from Liverpool fans at Anfield, there's nothing like it, Even energy and passion from Liverpool fans in Old Trafford, you just can't beat it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was, it's definitely, it was missed. I mean, now we're back on track, but I don't think I could have done another season watching football with no fans in it. It's just too hard to watch.
Will you be touching down in Manchester on the tour?
Yeah, we finish in Manchester. Yeah, we finish in Manchester. We start Liverpool, Leeds, Nottingham, and then Manchester.
You got anything special planned for the Manchester fans at all?
I don't know. I'd love to make them feel special. I always like making the Manchester fans feel special. So I haven't thought anything yet, but the wheels are going. You know what I mean? So they'll be excited to see me, and I'll be excited to see them. That's really all that matters. They love me there. They love me in Manchester. They can't get enough of Sheamus. Can't get enough of Sheamus in Manchester.
We've seen you a few times with your Liverpool colours on in Manchester, and I think all of us in Liverpool, we'd like to see that again.
Yeah. I mean, I always have my jersey with me.
Good man.
I always have it in the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you as well. Will we talking about fans in stadiums, and Anfield has started holding other events now. They've got permission to hold other events other than football matches. Is it a dream of yours to try and get the WWE to come to Anfield and hold an event? Imagine an event in Anfield.
I think it'd be incredible. I'd love to see one in Anfield, and I'd love to see one in Croke Park in Dublin, or or any type of major pay-per-view in Ireland, in Dublin. I think it'd be huge. But yeah, I think the way we're going, I don't think it's not an impossibility. You know what I mean? I feel like it's every month that goes by, every year that goes by, the way we have technologies there, and the way we can just, we have the ability to have shows anywhere in the world and stream them live. I just don't see it. I just see it's becoming a regular occurrence. I think it's going to get to a point where the demand for WWE shows across the world in different major cities is going to be so great that, we'll probably, cut into the time that we have in the US. I think that's what Vince always wanted. It's a global company, global sports entertainment company. Be wrestling fans are like, oh, you call it sports entertainment. I mean, that's what's on the packaging. You know what I mean? But I think that the more we go forward, and the bigger the audience, the bigger fan base becomes across the world. And I've seen it firsthand since I came here, since I came on the main roster in 2009. The more and more shows we've done. Now all of a sudden, SummerSlam is now at American football arenas. Survivor Series is probably behind that. The Rumble is in massive baseball stadiums. So it's growing. It used to be just Mania that you do, and we do Mania in the American football stadium. That'd be huge. You know what I mean? But now the other big three are following close behind that. So I think there's going to be I think it'd be great to have move those events overseas to Liverpool or Dublin or Scotland, or you know what I mean, Italy. You know what I mean. I think it'd be fantastic, just like the Formula One, just the Formula One model. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, one final one for you. I remember last time we caught up, you talked about your ambitions. I'm right in saying you've never won the Intercontinental title, have you? And
never won.
You talked quite openly about your ambitions. You're back on SmackDown. The Intercontinental title's there. Is that what your eyes are on? Is that your eyes on that prize?
It's the only thing my eyes are on. The only thing my eyes are on. As soon as I got drafted to SmackDown, and I saw that the Shinsuke Nakamura, who's holding the IC title at the moment, was staying put, I was like, okay, this is my chance. I waited a long time to try and get my hands on that title. So Shinsuke better watch out, mate, because I know he's got a couple of nice kicks himself, but no Trump or bro kick, mate. You know what I mean? Even footballers doing it on the pitch now these days. It's so good, So that's the try to.
Hey, Firmino does it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he took one, didn't he? Did he take one?
Yeah.
Firmino took one, yeah. And he still got up. Still got up. There's a hard bastard right there for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Griezmann tried to take him out. You know what I mean? It's just imitation, mate. You know what I mean? The imitators are just not as good as the real thing. You know what I mean? I just that's one thing I want. That'll make me the first ever Ultimate Grand Slam champion of WWE, and that's that's definitely a bragging right I've wanted for a long time. So it's just a matter, as far as I'm concerned, just a matter of time. If you give me the opportunity to get in there with Shin, I'll do the rest. That's the story. I'd love to do it in Liverpool too. What better place to become an Ultimate Grand Slam champion than the Echo Arena? It's still the Echo Arena.
The M&S Bank Arena now, but it'll always be the
Marks
Echo
and
Arena
Spencer,
for us at the Echo. Yeah,
the Marks and Spencer's Bank Arena.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the
Well, we
Echo
don't-
anymore. That's terrible. That's terrible. It's
Yeah.
bad marketing right there by the lads who run that stadium. Terrible. How can you beat the
Well,
Echo Arena?
That's it. We'd all love to see you win that Intercontinental title, bring it back to Liverpool, and take it to Manchester as well, and wear your Liverpool colours.
Oh, rub it in. Oh, they'd love that.
Yeah.
They love
Yeah.
that. They really do. They bleed and hate me over there. It's great. I love it. I've had some good times in Manchester. We won a tag team title there on TV a couple of years ago. Me and Cesaro wore the Liverpool kits. I've sang "You'll Never Walk Alone." I've done loads of stuff. They're probably scared for life, to be honest. They probably won't even let me in the building. They probably won't even let me in the building.
Special plan. You've got to have something special.
I'm thinking about it.
We can't wait to see it. Sheamus, always a pleasure. Thank you very, very much for catching up with us.
Appreciate it. Thanks a million, mate. Have a great one.
Pal. Cheers on you.